Hello, first graders, and welcome back to our read aloud of Junie B. First Grader Shipwrecked. Last time we read Chapter 5, and is where Junie B. Jones and her class shared all the facts that they found about Christopher Columbus, and it was decided that Junie B. and her friend Jose would get to pick the first parts for their play. And she said she would only tell a couple people, but ended up telling the whole class. But we still don't know what it is, so I'm looking forward to finding out what role she is going to pick in Chapter 6, which is called Teamwork. After we got back from recess, Mr. Scary went back to the board. "Okay, everyone, it's time for the big event," he said. "We're going to begin choosing our play parts now. We'll start with Junie B. and Jose. Are you two ready to go?" "Ready," hollered Jose. "Ready," I hollered. "And guess what else, Mr. Scary? I'm even going to let Jose go first, 'cause that will be very polite of me. Plus, Jose already told me he wants to be Columbus, and I don't. So being polite will work out beautifully this time." I pointed at Jose. "Okay, go," I said. Jose looked annoyed at me. "But you already told him, Junie B. I want to be Columbus." I clapped my hands real delighted. "I knew it," I said. "I knew being polite would work out good this time, on account of I wanted to be the Pinta, 'cause the Pinta was the fastest ship, and the fastest ship is the winner ship, and the winner ship is the star ship." I skipped to the pencil sharpener and back again. Mr. Scary said, "Please stop doing that." "Being the Pinta is fine, Junie B," he said, "but you do understand that our ships will not be racing, right? All three of our ships will be arriving together." I did a little frown. "Yeah, only that's not how I actually had pictured it in my head," I said. "'Cause our race will be more exciting, I think. And so maybe I will just arrive a little bit first, like by an inch, or a foot, or half an hour, possibly." Mr. Scary shook his head no. "This play is not about stars or winners. It's about teamwork," he said. "You are more than welcome to be the Pinta, Junie B, but you can't arrive before the other ships. Got it?" I did a big sigh. "Got it," I said, kind of glum. Mr. Scary wrote my name next to the Pinta. And then he called on the other children to play their parts too. Lucille chose Richie Queen Isabella, and Camille and Chenille chose the Atlantic Ocean. Then my bestest friend Herbert chose to be Land, and that is the importantest role of all, almost, because without land, you can't actually land, probably. And Herb, after other children picked their parts too. After Herb, lots of other children picked their parts too. Then finally, it was May's turn. May had to go last, because all of her facts were about the dumb Mayflower, and not Christopher Columbus. She stood up very grouchy. "All the good roles are already taken, so I guess I'll have to be the tubby old Santa Maria," she grumped. Mr. Scary wrote her name on the board. "The Santa Maria is an excellent choice, May," he said. "The Santa Maria was the biggest ship, and it carried Columbus, you know." May sat up a little straighter. "It did?" she said. "It really did? It carried Columbus? Nobody told me that before." She reached over and tapped me. "I bet you didn't know that either, did you, Junie Jones? If you knew that, I bet you'd be the Santa Maria," she said. I rolled my eyeballs at her. "Of course I knew that, you silly head, May," I said. "The whole entire world knew that except for you, probably." May looked disappointed. She turned her head back around. I waited for a second to make sure she wasn't looking. Then I slumped down in my chair and tapped my fingers, very annoyed. Because guess what? I didn't know that. And that is the end of Chapter 6. Tomorrow we're going to read Chapter 7, which is called Shipbuilding. I'm looking forward to it. Have a good rest of your day.